Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Get it?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Come on.
Welcome, 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 welcome,
Let's go.
welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Hot Cross Ones Productions podcast number 1.
For our first podcast, I want to start off with this topic about whether Google Stadia is going to be the next revolutionary tech in the gaming world, or is it going to be just another Game Force?
Yeah, something like
That is
that.
it.
So actually, I signed up for the beta version of it. It's
Yeah.
availability in India, not so great, but see, it's a start, and that is where you get Google Stadia. And the exciting part about Google Stadia is that Google has the best servers in the world, has the fastest servers in the world, and
Situated all around the world. That is the best part.
And they are the best, most stable, most sizable servers on the planet in one unified system. So the streaming has to be
Impeccable.
impeccable.
Or at
Yes.
least the best that you've got right now.
And to a certain extent, that is true. From what I've heard and what I've seen of the first release, apparently the streaming is very good. It's 4K, and
Not yet, but
yeah, it
in
claims
3
to be
months.
4K, but it hasn't been optimized properly.
Yet.
And it actually, in most games which don't use a mouse and keyboard, you actually have not that enough lag for it to actually matter.
And when it comes to, any new revolutionary product will have its hiccups in the initial times, and I'm willing to let Google make some mistakes along the way, because Google is venturing on a path that very less people dare to walk. And my basic fear is, if Google Stadia kicks off and is a successful product, then what is the future of console gaming? That is the question that I wanted to pose today.
All right. So the thing with console gaming and PC gaming, right? People basically get a console so that they can game casually. People buy a PC so that, yeah, sure, they can game casually, but they can do much more on a PC, right? There's productivity related tasks that you can manage.
There is a particular group of gamers who finds the adventure of building a PC as an art form. The adventure of finding the right equipments to build the PC, and after they do that, being able to use that power that they create to play the games. That is a satisfaction that can't be comprehended by the average consumer. So I'm wondering what will happen to those people.
See, the PC and the console thing will always exist because streaming requires considerable processing power from the side of Google, and because you'll need to encode, and then your computer will need to decode the stream. And in encoding the stream, there's loss of quality. In decoding the stream, there's further loss of quality. And in the streaming itself, there's loss of quality because the transfer basically happens through fiber optics. So in fiber optics, you basically have a light that sends signals by blinking. And think about these fiber optics running from, say, 1,000 kilometers away from your house into your system, right? There's going to be a hell of a lot of signal decay. Now, of course, they've got repeaters in the optic network, but that is not nearly enough. So what happens is, Google is claiming that you can play, say, something like The Witcher 3 at ultra 60 FPS 4K.
A triple A title.
So the point being that in this entire process, you don't get a finished product that actually looks like it's ultra 60 FPS 4K. You get something that is much more blurred, and it's kind of like you took a photo that's out of focus. So that's how a stream actually ends up looking, because it's like the difference between watching a TV match and streaming a football match on Hotstar, even though Hotstar is terrible.
But we can sit here all day and talk about the streaming quality, but that is today. Imagine 1 year from now, if this is a new technology, as I said. the idea of streaming games is still new. It's still in its infancy. But what I'm wondering is if it kicks off, Google will have a monopoly on the gaming industry then. Because consider this, an average consumer goes to the store and has choices between buying a $200 console and paying $20-50 for each games, whereas Google is offering you $10 per month to have collection, to have access to a wide range of games, AAA games also. And if the streaming quality and all those problems are solved, and I fear that in terms of innovation and competition, there will be none in the gaming industry.
The issue I see with that actually is that there's a thing is Google still asks you to pay for each game you get. So access to the streaming service doesn't necessarily mean you have access to each and every game. One, which may or may not be changed in the future. But another thing is that if you look at it this way, Google right now doesn't necessarily have the people that the other console makers have, who create exclusive high quality games that are optimized for them. Because essentially what Google is giving you as an optimized piece of equipment is a Chromecast, right? On the other hand, consoles and PCs and all will have games that are optimized specifically for them, which Google will not get in the right.
But so far, the developers are not yet optimized it for the Google Stadia. Right now, you're seeing games that are just adapting to the specifications given by Google Stadia. Imagine in the future where developers will create games keeping in mind they are to stream. So the problem that you're posing, I feel that will become a minuscule or even redundant concern in the future.
But we're not inverting the globe, because the globe is always upside down, but also the upside down.
Dude, I don't see how you can invert something flat.
Podcast. 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 Podcast.